Mic check. Right. Hello. Hello. How's it going? I am back. It is. So I competed on the Saturday. So that today's Wednesday, which means Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's 4 days since competition. Quick maths. And yeah. I thought I'd do this video because I thought I'd come into the gym anyway, because I went to the gym yesterday to a different gym and got somewhat of a workout in, mainly like glutes and stuff, the things that were fine around my legs that weren't still sore from the competition. My only thing that is still sore is my back now. It just needs a while to relax. So I'm basically not going to train that really until next week. Give it plenty of recovery time. Same with my nervous system. I'm not pushing too many super heavy weights on my nervous system. Like that would be the 250 or a heavy deadlift or a super heavy squat. I'm not doing that. I'm just doing some, if I'm doing heavy, so I might do some heavy pressing today. See how it is. See how my log is, because I did do one pressing exercise at the other gym. I don't feel it, which is why I'm training again today, but I don't feel sore from it. But I hit 100 kilo barbell overhead press. So go in, hit that. Insert clip here, or here, or here, or somewhere. Insert clip. It was a very exciting thing because it meant that my overhead press is now about as strong as my bench, which is always great to hear. Yeah, so I did that without the elbow wraps as well, which was nice, or elbow sleeves. Yeah, so this video, I was doing some training, some logs, some overhead dumbbell, some preparation for the next competition, which is the teen one at Preston. And then I will be going over the competition, how it went, how I'm feeling, my goals for the next competition, sort of what I need to prepare for. I've got two competitions coming up very simultaneously. I've got the teen one, and then about 2 weeks later I've got another one, so that'll be fun to deal with. But I'm pretty much off college now. I've still got one more thing due in a couple days, but other than that I'm pretty much all done with college, which means I can focus on content, I can focus on training, I can focus on getting a job so I can have money so I don't go starving. Fun. And yeah, I will hopefully get more into all of this strongman stuff over the break before my HND year. So yeah, but I'm going to start with the warming up and then I'll talk about the competition. Take it easy.
Get the drinks in. I'm not the one that you're listening. I bring life to the music system, but all of a rock, no pop, no music. Yo, with all the naughty chicks, they look like you when it drops a mix. These days getting stopped for pics, I don't see no dish, come on, box with me. So bait that I'm on top lately, can't make up my mind, got options. G-bring girls to the gap, don't need AP. That's just what I'm on. A drink on earth and it don't take
Not today.
West look like glue. I can't lie, she's cute. She wanna fight the hot my tracks too. Put it on me, she says I love wasting time with you. I can't lie, she's cute. She wanna buy, put the goods in the boot. She's naughty, sexy, more than cute. That's why I love wasting time with you.
Okay, I thought I'd take this break between my top set and my next couple sets because it was I needed to recover to talk about the competition. What happened on Saturday? So I'll just say what it was, what happened, what the events were, like when I got there, what it was like me being there, and then my afterthoughts. Structure it like that, and I'll try and be quick because when I was doing the catch-up video, it was over like an hour and a half, and like I had 20-minute gaps in between each set while I was just waffling about stuff. So the competition was Yorkshire's Most Powerful Man. It was a what was it? It was like a. It wasn't in Yorkshire, that was the weird part. It was in Sheffield, which I thought was quite Rutherford, I think it was placed where it was, just like right by the centre of Sheffield, or right by Sheffield. But it was Yorkshire's Most Powerful Man. It was at Team Manimal Gym, and it was supposed to be a 2-day competition thing, where it had one day was novice and under 105s, the next day was inters and opens. That didn't end up being the case because there wasn't enough applicants and people. There wasn't enough people entering the 105 inters and opens. Like the novice filled very quickly, but everything else was did not fill really. So yeah, the competition. So I was in the novice category, and the competition went in the order of, there were 5 events, and the first event was a pressing medley, overhead medley, so floor 2 overhead. So it was a 60 kg log, steel log, an 80 kg wooden log. For my category, these were the weights. It got heavier for the higher categories. Then a 70 kilo axle. I think it was 70, maybe 60, 70, one of them. And then, was it 60 or 70? I think it was 70 actually, which means that my TikToks are all wrong because I put 60 kg. Ah well. And then a 45 kg monster dumbbell. Now the initial thing was monster dumbbell for reps at the end. So like if you managed to get through it all the time, you had spare time, the deciding thing would be whether or not you could rep the monster dumbbell. They changed that on the day to just how quickly can you go through each one, and then once you've done the dumbbell, that's your time. So it's more about the how quickly you can get just do up to 1 rep of the dumbbell, not how many reps you can get with the dumbbell in the end. So made my life a little bit easier, but also made it a bit of a surprise and affected everything then. But yeah, so that was the first event. The second event was a deadlift medley. So 2 medleys. I've never done medleys before until then. It was, and they're actually quite fun, quite exciting. But the deadlift medley was 180 kilo stiff bar from the floor, then an 18-inch 220 kilo axle, but like the tires on the side rather than just like weight, and then a 21-inch 300 kilo stiff bar deadlift with again big tires, and then That one's heavy. That was like, Jesus Christ, 300 kilos. But it was from 21 inches, but still, that's super heavy weight. And then it was a 220 kilo deadlift bar off the floor. So it kind of like got really hard by the third one, by the 300 kilo, and then it got easy again. Or at least that was from my opinion. It was like, oh, well, I can do 220 on the deadlift bar. Because that'll feel, pretty much for me, that'll feel the same as like 180, 190 from a stiff bar. Just because I know that deadlift bars are a lot easier because of the flex. That was the case. And then, but my going into it, my sort of unknown was whether or not I was actually going to hit 300, because in training I hadn't gone above 260. I think one session I possibly could have gone above 260, but I didn't. But the other session where I did try to get to go above, I couldn't. So I just kept it at 60. Or at least, no, I was going to go above, and then I realised 260 felt really heavy, so I stopped. But there was only one session which 260 felt like, oh, I could have gone higher. And then, so that was the unknown. It was like, that was so far away. And then obviously my deadlift at the time when I entered the competition being 232.5 off the floor all the way up to 300 kilos, a 67.5 kilo difference. Obviously it's a different height, but that's still a big difference, which was made it more like, whoa, okay. Obviously now my deadlift is 250, which means it's only a 47.5 kilo difference, which didn't feel so nerve-wracking, but that was only a week or so before the competition, a couple of weeks before the competition that happened. So that was a sudden, like, okay, that kind of calmed me down. But up until then, it was very much like, oh shit, I'm not going to hit it. Then it was a 200 kilo yoke. They said 30 meters drop and turn, which I thought it meant 30 meters either way, but it's 30 meters in total. And it was the same with the frame carry. It was a 180 kilo frame. You pick it up, you drop and turn, and it's 30 meters total, but it looked like it was 30 meters each way, so 60 meters in total, but it wasn't. Then it was, to end it all off with the fifth event, it was an Atlas stone, 100 kilo Atlas stone over yoke, as many as possible in 60 seconds. So those were the events. A nice variety, a lot of new stuff, like I hadn't done a heavy stone, I hadn't used tacky, especially in competition. I used it twice in the run-up, but like neither tacky sessions was good. First time I went raw and I got bruises all up my arm and couldn't hack it. The second time I tried with tape, and everything went well with the tacky applying and all that, but I had issues with the equipment I was using to, like the pads that I dropped the stone on kept like flying away, so the stone would roll on like dirty ground and get covered in dirty ground, which was not fun. So that session was cut short. So I didn't get much preparation for that. But so it's going to be interesting seeing how I could do with a 100 kilo stone, especially as I haven't got 100 kilos, I've only got 97 kilos. Then it was, then another unknown was the medleys. Like, I don't know how I'll do with a medley. You know, I've done one rate for reps, but I've never done a medley before, so that was an interesting thing to think about. Then it was with the deadlift being the medley that I was like, I felt I could do everything except I wasn't sure about that 300 kilo. So, and then frame carry, I thought I hadn't done it in competition, I hadn't done it in ages, but I used to do trap bar carries. And I used to do 180, so I didn't feel like that should be too heavy for me and too difficult. And then yoke, I didn't get too much practice with yoke. I got 3 sessions or so to practice, and I didn't do comp weight with it, so it was like, again, another unknown. What else? Pressing the dumbbell was the questionable one. Was like, would I hit the dumbbell or not? Because my circle dumbbell that I've got here is just quite difficult to work with because it's very sharp on the edges. So those were that was my sort of opinions going in. When I arrived, it was like, we arrived and it's right next to a golf course. I was like, am I at the right place? Where am I? Then I saw some big sort of tattoo covered scary men walking around. So I was like, that kind of looks like there could be a strongman competition around it. Otherwise it's just very scary golfers. And every golfer I've met has not been very scary. So I was like, okay. So yeah, we went. I started asking questions. I said, "Where's the place?" And they found it. And then as soon as you entered, you felt like, firstly, a ton of heat, like because it was a very humid environment, but also like felt the wave of testosterone as you went in. All these massive 5'11" to 6'5" men, just walking around, 100+ kilos body weight, most of them, big guys, just sort of chatting and just letting off emitting testosterone. So it was like, oh damn. And it felt like way more of a strongman gym than any of the other ones I'd been to. Grindhouse was a strongman gym, and you could kind of see it, but there wasn't, like, the theming wasn't super like warehouse, yeah. The one I did in the under 95 kilo one didn't even, it just felt like a garage. It didn't even feel like a strongman gym. And then this one was obviously a very strongman gym, big warehouse. Yeah, it was a little more like a sort of carrier thing, like not a heli carrier, a plane hangar. It looked like a converted plane hangar, which was a bit weird as well because it was a golf course. But but yeah, I arrived and I was just trying to get to know everybody. I was just talking to people, seeing what was going on, getting my t-shirts, asking questions about what was allowed. Like, my nerve-wracking thing was that I'd been training with a grip top, with neoprene shorts, and I was like, are they allowed? Because in a lot of competitions, grip tops and neoprene shorts may not be allowed. I arrived and as soon as I started asking questions, they were like, yeah, no, we'll let you do anything. Like, wear anything you want. You even wear a deadlift suit if you want for the deadlift. I was like, okay, I'm not doing that, but okay. Wow, very lenient. And yeah, so it was very much cool. That makes you feel so much more comfortable. It's a lot scarier doing heavy lifts that you're not sure about when you're using like clothing and equipment and stuff that you're not used to. So having certain bits go your way and being more controlled was just helped with the reducing the sort of the anxiety and the pressure, which was nice. And then yeah, so we arrived, and then we did an athlete talk where they were just telling us all the rules, saying this is the events now. At the end of the talk, they gave us out our names in our order, and I didn't hear it because I just thought we were done. I started walking away, and then my mates were like, "Did you hear your name? Just like third." And I was like, "No, I didn't." But I ended up being quite early in the runnings, which was it was all right, but it wasn't what I wanted. Then it was warm up and get ready. They could set it all up, all the logs and everything. I mean, it was already set up, and you were just able to go there and just start warming up. So that's what I was doing. The wooden log felt quite nice, actually. I quite liked the wooden log. It wasn't, I don't think, as wide. I don't think either of the logs were as wide as my 13-inch one. I think they were probably about 11, 12. And that felt like that was noticeable because it felt easier to hold up here. Yeah, and then the 60 kilo log, and also I was like, when I started looking, I looked and I was like, well, I don't even know if I'll be able to pick up the wooden log. It looks pretty heavy. And then I asked someone, oh, it's 55 kilos. I was like, oh, okay. So it's the same weight as my steel log, okay. And then the steel log they had was like 40 kilos on its own. So I was like, oh, okay, these are easy. And then I started moving it and all, and then I went to the dumbbell. I did a bit of warming up on the dumbbell. That was the one I focused on more. And as soon as I picked it up, I was like, it's kind of easier than my dumbbell. And then I got it to my shoulder, and it was a nice smooth edge, which meant I could have it nice here, wedged perfectly, ready to do it. And I was so relieved because I was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to get this. So my goal was, before I even, still didn't even know, I must have not been listening, but I still didn't know it was for quickest time, the first event. So I went into it thinking, I could get a few reps with that. And I saw people, and they were like, they're stopping in the first rep. Because my goal was just to start off by getting everyone first try, not failing, just a perfect event, maybe not the quickest, but a perfect event, and then I could make up for it with the reps. And then as soon as it came to my go, I was like, oh damn, okay. That's when I like the go before me, I realised, oh, okay, it's for time. So I was like, okay, still got to be careful, but also I've got to give it a bit. I was very reserved for it. I took my time when I was walking up to the next ones, and there could have been improvements there with the time. I ended up getting a pretty good time. I was very in the middle of the teens after that first event. just because people that were below me, they kept failing the dumbbell. Like they wouldn't get the form right. I took my time. I got stood up. I locked it all in, and then I popped, and it was nice. I would have said I could have shaved off a good bit of time if I was quicker with the foot. If I Viper pressed the logs, which I was perfectly able to do, I just didn't, because I saw other people do it, and it was like, damn, that shaved off seconds, like 5 seconds or so each rep. Also, I had, because it was a knurled bar with center knurling, the actual bar. I could have grabbed it both arms over, got up here and just done that, but I instead properly did the rep like textbook, which added time and wasn't very helpful for my score, but at least it meant that like I felt comfortable with the rep. But yeah, it was a good time. I was happy that I went through the whole event without making any real mistakes. But there were areas where I was like, I could have been a bit faster. That would have helped. After that, we then had the deadlift, and the deadlift was, like I said, it was 180, 220, 300, 220 again. I was getting nervous because I saw them roll out the big tires, and I was like, "Oof, that's a big, heavy, heavy looking thing." And I was like, I'm going to try that, but I'm not going to push it. And then I started off. They set up another bar for us to warm up on, so I did a couple reps with like 100 and with the bar with 70, with the 120, with the whatever they put on the bar. I just did a bit of warming up, and then I moved on to the competition, like stiff bar, the first implement. I did a rep with that, and I was like, okay, that's fine, that's easy. I did a rep with. I kind of went through it except for the deadlift bar. I didn't want to, because my goal was to get the 300. I didn't care about the deadlift bar after that at that time. But yeah, so I did the 220, and I was like, that didn't feel too bad. I was lopsided. There was like a weird thing where it was like heavy on one side than the other. I don't know what I did, but it felt heavier. It just felt like that. I felt like I put my hands in the right position. Maybe I just walked on midway through them loading more weight, but oh well. And then the 300 was there, and I could see no one was lifting it. And I was like, and everybody else was like, oh, we'll see if I can get the 220, let alone the 300. But, you know, I was very much like, I want to get the 300. So I went to the 300, and I tried initial pickup, and it was like, wow, okay, that's really heavy. So I took a second, I went and I tried again, and I managed to do a rep. And I was like, oh, okay. So I have 300 in me, I've picked up 300 now, I felt more confident. My next thing was, can I do it consecutively in a minute after the others? The event came along, people doing it, and I was like, yeah, like 14th or something, and nobody was getting it. Everybody was failing it. So they came to me and they were like, "You've done it already. Come on, be the first to pick it up. Come on, mate." And I went and I took my time because of it. I was like, it wasn't too quick, but I took my time. Did the 180, did the 220, went up. And I tried doing an immediate pull, like I rolled a bit forward, and then I tried to do an immediate pull, and it just drifted in front of me. So I was like, okay, let's not pull too much. And I did it again, and it was an absolute grinder, but I managed to get it. And I was so stoked with that. Everybody was cheering me. It was great. That was such a great feeling. I actually hit 300. And then after that was the last bar, and I didn't have long to do it. I had like 15 seconds to do it, and I was like, okay, let's get this. Let's get it. If I can do all of them, then that's crazy. That's crazy good for me. So I got set up with the last bar, probably had about 10 seconds left, and I pulled it, and it was a really quick rep, actually, surprisingly, especially after everything that I'd already done. So I was very happy with that, and I got through the whole implement with probably about between 5 and 10 seconds left, and I was very happy with that. So yeah, that was a big confidence booster, because I was like, damn. And then as it was going, like 5 people, I think, actually deadlifted the 300. Everybody else failed it. So that meant, and then some people who deadlifted the 300 couldn't deadlift the 220 afterwards. They were too tired. And so that put me in a really good stead moving on. My confidence was high. It may have relaxed me. I'm not sure. But, wait a second. Oh God, have they done the thing again? Okay, well, sorry about that. Just realised that the audio level was crazy high all the time. So most of it would have been peaking. Audio quality is now fine, hopefully. But yeah, going on from what I said, confidence was high, but it may have been too high, it may have been too relaxed from then on. Went on to the yoke, realised the yoke was a really flimsy yoke. I can honestly say that I prefer a sturdier yoke. It, like, as you were walking, it moved with you, which really affected stability. And it was just I wouldn't say it was a great piece of kit, but it was what they had. It made it really. It was also really hard to adjust. So like, you had to like really whack it to adjust it, which meant that you kind of didn't want to adjust it. And all the heights were good. Then my go comes. Then warm-ups were going well because the height was lower than me, so it was good. Then the event comes along, everybody else goes, and I'm like, okay, I could do those times. Then my go comes along, I get up next to the person, they take the shorter one, I take the bigger one, and then it's too tall for me. I get like an inch of clearance, like less than an inch of clearance off the ground, not great, because I had to get it really up on my traps, I realised. Wasn't what I wanted, not in the slightest. And then, yeah, because of that, I was slower, less stable because I was like lower to the ground. I also meant I feel like not fell over, but like I slid it at the end of the first bit, and I got told off for that. So I said like my bad. I'll and then I went. But the problem is I had to just adjust and really make sure my traps were in the right position so that I could pick it up and it would get off the ground, which meant that my time was terrible, and I wasn't happy with it. But we move. I could have done way better on that. Even though the equipment wasn't good, with better equipment I would have done better. If I just said when they said is that the right height for you, if I just said no, I could have a bit lower, I would have been way better. But I didn't. I said no, I'm fine. It's fine, and that was an issue for me. I should have given it, which I know for next time, make sure that it's low. So yeah, that was the yoke. The yoke didn't go so great. Then moving on to that, I was like, okay, I need to make up for it on the farmers, on the frame carry. Frame carry is pretty good for me. Let's try and be as quick as possible. So that's what I was. I was as quick as possible. I did the warm-ups. I realised I didn't have any chalk, so I used the chalk they had there. The chalk they had there was like talcum powder. It was completely useless. There was no point in it. The frame was interesting, very weird feeling because obviously I'd used to a trap bar and farmer's handles, and this was very different to both of them. But I felt comfortable with it. I did a couple to practice walks and I was fine. Event comes along, my go. I'm next to the guy that I think I ended up going against, who ended up I think being just ahead of me. I think he was the guy that I think I went next to with the yoke. I can't remember. I think I went up against him twice, but I can't remember why. I think I might have gone up against him either on the last event or whatever. And yeah, he was. When we actually went, we were the same speed, but then on the put down, I like try and brake, slow down because I didn't want too much sliding. I was also afraid of like having an Evans Singleton having the frame whack the back of my feet like he did in World's Strongest Man. But because of that, like it almost like if you look in one of the angles, the weight almost comes off. Like one of the weight plates almost falls off the side. Like it like gets airtime and then gets back on. But it also slowed my time down. So I was faster than him actually, both times running. But I just slowed myself down again. Like with the under 95 kilos, I slowed myself down with the pickup and the put down. Seems to be a common thing. Pick up and put downs are my kryptonite. So I just have to really hammer down on those. Pick up and put downs, pick up and put down, pick up and put down. And that'll be my thing, hopefully, probably for the next event, for the next competition. And then final event I really wanted to cement my placing and get as close to top 10 because I went in there thinking I want top 10. I saw everybody there and I was like top 15 I'll be happy with, but I still wanted top 10 because of the very high caliber of athletes and way bigger guys than me. I was definitely one of the smaller guys there. And then the last event came along, the Atlas Stones. I made sure to apply my techie like later, so like just before the event, so I was fully ready. And this was my first time doing it with the techie and an Atlas Stone proper setup. So I was like unsure. I was like, I'll take 3 or 4 reps. So I think the average at the time. I end up getting started and I ended up getting there, seeing it like getting ready. And then as soon as I start picking stuff up, I'm like, damn, this is actually easier than I thought. So I'm just going and I'm repping. I think I would have had 8 reps in me if I didn't stop before the time ended. I could have got that 8th rep. I think I could have been faster, definitely, more reckless. but I ended up getting 7 in the end, which was pretty good. It was definitely definitely in the top 10, if not in the top 5 or something. Very few people got more than like 5. But I think my takeaway from for next event with all of this, and just so you know, like my final placing was 11th, so just off of top 10. Which everybody was happy with, I was happy with, but like I wanted top 10, and I could have got top 10 if I just made minor changes, but I can't change the past, it is what it is. But I will say my takeaways from this event are be more reckless. When I say be more reckless, I don't mean be stupid, I'm saying don't care so much about getting perfect, absolute, incredible form, care about the transitions, the timing, just being quick. That's what will set me apart from others. Second is really hammer down on practice events training. Really hammer down on my movement events because they seem to be a weakness for me, and my put downs and pickups. But then that all lies under the same thing about be more reckless. You know, I was too conservative in most of the events with the put downs, pickups in between each rep. You know, the logs I could have ran, I could have been quicker, I could have been viper pressed. These were different areas where it may have been risky, but I would have got at least on the 60 kilo log, I would have got it right. But at least I would have, I would have got it. And that was the takeaway is push myself. Don't just try and get a perfect score, like, and get everything done. Try and do it. Just be faster. Just be faster and push myself more. I was too conservative there, too nervous. And just trust my ability, because I have that ability, but I just don't trust it in the same way with my inexperience. But 3 comps in, feeling good. Felt way more fresh than after the last one, because after the last one I got ill. After the under 95 kilo, when my nervous system was plummeted, I got ill. Took me a week and a half to recover. Obviously now I'm still not fully there, but at least I am like well recovered enough to start training again. Fairly light. I mean, that wasn't super light. 9 kilos is not light, but yeah, at least I'm able to start really hammering down on training again. Get back early, because I've only got six or so weeks until my next competition. So I really want to build up those numbers. We'll see how I do in the next one. But yeah, I've taken away. I'm happy with my position. It was a way harder competition than any of the others. Just the caliber of athletes, the speed of the competition, the general wear and tear it had on my body. The humidity was a big thing. You honestly, you were so humid that you felt breathless before every event. Like that little bit of nerves, you felt like you couldn't breathe. You're getting tired and breathless even before you'd even started picking up any weight, which was a weird feeling for me. Kind of messed with my head a bit. But yeah, the competition is done. We've got a good placing. I am now a novice athlete. The competition was heavier than a lot of other competitions that I've got set up, and so that should mean that hopefully soon I can get a good placing and a good solid. I can do well in one of the competitions. The next one is a teen one. I am looking forward to that. I'll go over what I've got set in the teen one, and then I'll also go over the links one after my what is it? EMOM. But yeah, until then, I'm going to go and do my set, because I have taken ages. I'm in a hunt, I'm waving, the age is crazy. Link to the galley, my legs all shaking, like I wanna get wavy.
How many times a day I get blazed? How many times do I walk in a rave with a fresh shave? Shades on face, can't match the market. Launch off the spot with a bang, what's that the emotion? You're catching the slime. Right, these bars don't stick to the I'm a man, launch off, we can go at that, yo. It's a baseline set, launch off, but I'm vibing direct. Got bare fans to show me respect when I hear your tunes to press and eject. It's a baseline set, launch off, but I'm
So if you want me, tell me when you want. Say that you love me too, kiss it all for free. So what you waiting for? Some more. And we can So if you want me, tell me wasting my time.
Okay, so I thought, you know what, I've spoken to you about the competition, but you know what, I thought I'd give you a little snippet. So when you spend 30 odd quid or whatever to enter a competition, right, you get two things that you get expected. You get a t-shirt and the chance, and you can get a trophy when you win, if you like win or anything like that. Now the t-shirt was quite cool, the one that I actually got. I'll show you the back to start with. The front just said like Manimal Strong, but the back is obviously a nice little thing for the mentally strong. However, Tacky and Atlas Stones, apparently those and t-shirts don't mix very well together, because I now can't wear the t-shirt casually, because I don't know if you can see it, but it's absolutely wrecked. So there's holes in it, it's covered in muck, crap. So that's not my Tacky t-shirt. It was decided for me because I don't like my current Tacky t-shirt, the vest one. Kind of wish I didn't make it a Tacky t-shirt, but I did. Basically, it's like a dual layer fabric, and it's all slippery and stuff. So it just doesn't help with actually keeping the Atlas Stone on my body. Whereas that's a solid t-shirt, and it did. So yeah, so that is log done. I'll be moving on to, what shall I be moving on to? I think I'll be moving on to some incline bench. Just because, you know, like it, and incline bench is fun. But continuing on, before I do incline bench, I will speak to you a bit about the next competition. So the next competition is a chaos strength competition. So if you know who chaos strength is, and it's Chaos Promotions is a fairly big UK strongman promotion and gym. It's I feel like I'm going to botch the name now. I can't remember if this is wrong or if this is right. Let me check. Actually, it's probably better I check than I get it wrong. Rhiannon something is their name, but I can't remember. Rhiannon. Okay, so I was right. So Chaos Strength is owned by a couple, Rhiannon Lovelace and her don't know if it's husband or boyfriend, but her partner, who I can't remember his name. just because I didn't know of him until I started doing a bit of research into chaos strength, and I still don't know. So so it's a fairly big, I mean, I believe Rhiannon was a previous world's strongest woman. I might be wrong. She might not have won it, but she's definitely a very successful strong woman and very strong, successful deadlifter. I know that for a fact. But yeah, so they own the promotions and the gym, and they host a lot of big sort of high caliber tournaments. Like they've hosted the natural strongman, a lot of big natural strongman competitions. They've hosted a lot of big England's strongest man competitions, and they also like host some qualifiers for other stuff. And this won't come off. That's fucking great. Did I leave something on that side? No. Why is it so heavy on that side then? Did I leave something on? No. Right. Anyway, but it's a fairly big promoter and gym, and it's all the way up in Preston, by I think near Blackpool, I believe Preston is. I might be wrong there as well. Again, minimal research. But my next competition is an under-19s category competition. So it's an under-19s and under-16s, and it's some pretty heavy weights, people of that age. So I want to get those heavy weights. So that's my goal, is to be strong enough to hit those heavy weights. But we will see when that comes to it. But competition is a team competition. I'm in the under-19s category, and to give you, and the competition is over one day. I believe it's Sunday the 7th of June or the 6th of June, one of those days. I can't remember which. It's over that weekend that I'm going to be away, because that is when it's on, and it's a long drive. It's like a 3-hour drive from where I live, so I am not driving all that way and doing that in one day. I will go there the night before and stay the night in a hotel, and then go there that day. It's just the smart thing to do and the easier thing in my body. So I'll just go over the, fuck it, I'll just go over the events. This all could be, I could be setting this all up wrong as well. It's like, I'm so new to all this equipment that I still don't know if I'm doing it right. Like, that could be too low for incline. That does look too low for incline. Right, anyway. Oh, this bloody bastard. Come on. So, oh, for fuck's sake. The competition is a qualifier for the teen pathway in strongman. So I assume that means there's like an England's or Britain's strongest teen competition or something. That might be a big thing. I believe also all their competitions are live streamed, so I might actually be live streamed, which will be exciting. But yeah, the events are log press for reps, but it's 2 weights, and heavier weight beats any reps with lighter weight. So it's one of those ones, like in was it Britain's Strongest Man, I believe? The one that Stoltman won this year? I think so. In that one, it was the same thing. It was heavier. It was 400 kilos and 380, I believe, for the deadlifts. Then, that's still at an angle. Then it's, actually that'll be fine then. Just like a slight angle for incline. I'll go 2 inclines because that's more strongman. But yeah, so the first event is 2 weights, log for reps, and the log weights are 85. Oh no, wait a minute. Actually, no, this was wrong. I remember it being wrong. The actual weights were lighter. Let me check. Maybe that was a dream. I don't know anymore. My head's all over the place. So the competition. Yeah, okay, whatever. There we go. Chaos Teen Strongman League, Qualifier 2, that is the competition. It is on Sunday 7th of July, and I am in the under 19 class. There's not many people going, I think there's like 12 people that said they're going. I don't know what class they're in. The log press is 2 weights. It is 67.5 kg log for reps in the under 19s or 97.5 kg. I want to hit the 97.5 kg, but there's also a chance that I won't hit it. So we will see on that one. Then, and that's just max reps in 60 seconds. So even if I just get 1 rep, I'll take it, because I feel like a lot of people will be doing the 67.5 because 97.5 is heavy. Then it is a deadlift, standard barbell deadlift. This is the one that I can do the heavier weight, and I'm aiming to do reps with it. Not many, like 3, but I love 2 to 3, but we'll see. Under 19 boys is 180 kg deadlift bar or 180 kg. Oh my god, speak, mate. 180 kg deadlift from the floor or 240 kg. Now I can do 240 kg for at least one already. I'll be aiming to do it for reps though. This is in 60 seconds again, as many reps as possible. And then, so yeah, pick your weight. 1 rep heavier beats any at lighter. Grip tops are allowed in the log. There's nothing that's so far that's allowed in the deadlift, but I assume it's like you can use any straps you want. You might be able to use the neoprene shorts as well. Event 3 is farmer's walk, approximately 17-inch pickup. I don't know how tall 17 inches. I think it's like, you know, like that. That's 17 inches, isn't it? Yeah, that's a big piece. That is. Anyway, sorry, got carried away. Yeah, so it'll be 17-inch pickup, 40 meters total, drop and turn every 10 meters. So 4 lengths, and I'll be 100 kilos each hand. That will be a very rough event if they're knurled farmers. If they're not knurled farmers, I'll find it easier, I think, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that will be an interesting event. Then it's sandbag loading for reps. This is my bread and butter. I am good at sandbags. I'm good at loading, apparently. Like as far as I can see, I'm good at the stone. Like even though it caught me off guard with minimal practice, I'm good at sandbag. So I can see myself getting a fair few reps with 100 kilos in the 75-second time limit. I can see myself getting anywhere between 6 and 10 reps, which I think is good. So I'm quite confident with that, and I'll just be absolutely hammering 100 kg bags, sandbag loading for reps. Also, the thing is as well is that'll probably be dry sand. I use wet sand, so dry sand will feel so much easier. But we will, of course, see on the day. That might change. The last one is power stairs, and that's the one where I'm like, don't know how I'm going to do. It is 130 kg, then 150 kg, then 170 kg. I assume take it up multiple steps, or it might just be 1 step, but it's usually over multiple steps. That's going to be a tough thing. That's going to be tough. But I would like to think, because I feel like I'll be taller than a fair few of them. But well, I'm not sure. You know, they might be taller than me. But I feel like my height shouldn't be too big of an issue. My arm length could, and because I was like saying the other week or something, I said, oh yeah, no, I think as I've grown, my arm length has become less of an issue, because I had like a 6'2", 6'3" reach, and I was like 5'8" at the beginning. So I basically didn't really lock my arms didn't go above my knees when I used to do deadlift really, and then now they do, but my height has grown, but so has my arm reach. So I had about 6'2", 6'3". Now I've got a 6'5.5", nearly 6'6" inch reach. So my reach is getting bigger as well. And I noticed that on the 300 kilo deadlift that like the range of motion is very minimal, even though I'm taller than most people, because of the fact that like I just have such long arms, freaky long arms, and I'm only 6'1", so that's a 4.5 inch height difference. So big height difference there. But yeah, so I hope that this shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm going to be practicing with I'm going to somehow manufacture a step to practice with, and I'll just like practice with the step. Again, it's one that I can't really train much until the competition, or I can't do much until like we'll see how it is in the competition. But I'll train it as much as I can. But that one's an unknown. I feel like my pulling strength will be strong enough by then, especially, that I should have no issues. 170 will be rough. I feel confident that I can pick up 140 and make it look fairly easy. Again, as well, if it is like a duck walk, the handles are quite close together, which makes the pickup slightly harder. But again, I said we'll see. But yeah, those are all the events. We'll see how those go in terms of how I do, because again, I'm not sure. I'm still new to all of this. I am still technically in my amateur years. Well, not amateur years, but like debut year, because like I would say this is my debut year, because I would say last year didn't count. Like I did do a competition last year, but I didn't do anything else. I did one competition. I didn't do it to win. I did it to see what a competition was like. Now I'm actually competing as a proper competitor. So I would call this my debut year, but obviously I didn't debut this year. I did debut in novice, so technically maybe it is my debut year. But I can see myself doing fairly well with a lot of these events, at least getting something. You know, if I'm doing the lighter log, I can do the lighter log comfortably. I can get quite a few reps of the lighter log. But if I can do the heavier log for at least one, I think that puts me in a good place. Unless they're just freaky strong, like everybody is like able to rep 97.5 for like 10. Unless that's the case, and I am just a super weak 19-year-old, I can see myself doing okay with that. The 240 kg deadlift, again, unless people my age who have 350 kg deadlifts and can rep 240 for 12, you know, I shouldn't do too terribly. I believe they said that top 5, so with a rising thing, top 5 from each qualifier will go through to the British finals alongside the juniors later in the year. So I want to make top 5 basically. I don't know how many people there are. My goal is to make top 5. It's my only chance to compete in teen strongman division, because next year I'll be too old. You have to not turn 20 the year that you're in the under 19s, and I'll turn 20 next year. So yeah, I really hope I do well. I really like, yeah. The thing that's annoying is, no, actually no, never mind. I've already done jack shit last year. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how I do. But the prep running up to that one will be very much heavy logs, but also working on a lot of strict, because if I can get good at strict, I feel like my general shoulder strength will be way stronger and plenty able to handle like 97.5. I would say my strict is probably now sitting at 75 to 80 kilos, 1 rep max. But I'm not sure. Because 65 actually, once I figured out the form, and again, it's all about figuring out the form that works for me. And my form is very leaned back, just recruiting as much chest as possible. Once I figured out the form, it felt like nothing. And that was 65. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, but it'll be heavy logs along with strict logs. It'll be heavy deadlift along with other accessories will be for the other competition. The same with the pressing. Log press will be my main thing to get strong at, but then I'll have an accessory which will be the competition afterwards, which will be my accessory. Then I have heavy deadlift, but my accessory will be the deadlift accessory, or the deadlift that is in the competition. So I'll tell you what that is in a minute. So I'll be doing like a heavy top set of 97.5 for max reps or something, or 90 for max reps, and then I'll go. And then for a deadlift day, I'll do my top set which will be one set will be 240 for max reps, maybe just a 1, maybe 2, like see how it goes. Then Farmer's walk, I'll just train farmer's walk as regularly as possible. Power stairs, again, train that as often as possible, maybe like twice a week. Sandbag loading, I train that pretty much, maybe it won't be 100 kilos, but I'll train that pretty much every workout, because I like doing heart stoppers, I believe they're called, which just like kill your, but it's just like running with a sandbag, stopping, like jogging, sprint back, pick up the sandbag, sprint with the sandbag, drop, run back, like jog back, sprint back to the sandbag, sprint with the sandbag, and you do that loads of times. I'm getting quite into those, and they're good for cardio. So yeah, we'll see how those goes. The next competition I have is, let's find it. Is Link's strongest. And I've got to find it now. Gone too far forward, too far back. There we go. I've done you now. Link strongest. You do me favours. Right, so it starts off with men's yoke press for reps, and I am in the novice category now. It'll be 85 kilos yoke press for max reps. So my goal will be to do more than one rep with the 85 kg, but also to feel what the yoke. So that'll be my accessory. So I'll be doing heavy log, and then maybe a light log 1 week, but then another week it'll be heavy log and then yoke press. But I'll try and get that at least one of each done every week, like a set of each. So it might be heavy log, light log, then yoke press, or heavy log, then 2 yoke press, something like that. The next event is axle deadlift for reps, which is 180 kg in the novice. So it'll be again 240 kg deadlift for one, maybe a lot, and then it'll be 2 sets of axle, 180 kg for like a 5. And that'll be my top 2, my big heavy deadlifts. Then it's a loading event, which is a 20 meters with a tire, 15 meters with a 60 kg sleeper. I don't know what that is. It's 10 meters with a 70 kg sandbag, and 5 meters with an anvil. Oh wait, no. Okay. So men's novice is a 20 meter tire, 15 meter 60 kg sleeper, 10 meter anvil, and 5 meter 100 kg sandbag. So that's that one. Then it's the event 4 is farmers into duck walk, 20 meters each, and then the men's novice weights are 100 kg farmers per hand to 130 kg duck walk. I think I'll be plenty strong enough for that by then. Especially if it's just one thing with the farmers. Then it is stone to shoulder for max reps. Damn, stone to shoulder. And it's an 80 kg stone. I don't know how I'll do with that. I have very little experience with stone to shoulder. I've done stone to shoulder with a 55 kg stone. I might need to go grab an 80 kg stone at some point then. Or I might just train with the 55 and then maybe try with the 90, 95 or whatever. I can't see myself doing great with the 90 plus. I guess we'll see. 80 kg is heavy for stone to shoulder, and I have very little experience with stone to shoulder, so we'll have to see. And there's no tacky, but that shouldn't be an issue because tacky will just make things a bit more difficult. Yeah, and that one is on the 20th, I believe. 20th of July, so a couple weeks later is that one. Right, okay, that is all that. I've told you a bit of what I'm training, a bit of the next competitions. Now I'm going to finish up the workout and we're going to call it a day. So I'll see you in each set and then at the end to say goodbye.
She did me many sexual favours. I fell in love with the disco. I fell in love with the disco.
Ah, my bench is atrocious. So shit at bench. Okay. So I'm going to call it a day. For filming at least. I might do some lateral raises or something, but I just want to get them over and done with, so I'm going to stop filming now. So I've done the bench. I tried 2 triples with 80 and then a set of like an AMRAP with 70. I got a triple and then a double with 80 on incline, and then I got, what was it, 5 with 70. It's not terrible, you know, but I did want more considering the fact that my log is so much stronger. But my bench has always been a weakness for me, and it seems like it continues to do so. So I am, I'm going to call it a day. I hope you guys, found this informative, useful, and entertaining. I'll be hopefully posting more often, hopefully weekly. Obviously, I posted the last video like a couple of days ago, but that was purely because I forgot to. I have loads of deadlines at the moment. It's all done after this week, pretty much. But yeah, I have a lot of deadlines, so my editing is all over the place because I'm having to edit for other stuff. I'm having to edit a pilot, a trailer, other stuff. It's a lot of stuff. So at the moment, I'm just trying to get it done as soon as possible. But I'll take 80 for 3. It means I'm pretty much at where I was before, if not slightly stronger. I am still slightly stronger because when I used to bench incline, I think 80 I could get for 2, 1. 80 was never was always like close to my limit. I don't think I actually ever hit 90, so 80 must have been around my limit. Because I think I used to try 90 and always fail it. It's my bench. I'm definitely going to train way more incline because incline is what I need to work on as a strongman. And I was reading studies and watching YouTube videos that said that incline actually trains as much lower chest as bench, but bench doesn't train much upper chest. Like flat bench trains no upper chest. So this is literally the most beneficial one for me. So I'm just gonna hammer these over the next few sessions. I think it'll be probably heavy log for 1 set, so like 80 to 90 for 1 to 3 probably. Then either a lighter log at 70 to 80 for more reps, like close to 5, and then it'll be a set of like 70. Like just the yoke itself, like 70 kilos or maybe 85 on the yoke for a set where it's just as many reps as possible, that'll be a very much we'll see. And then it'll be like accessories, so I'll do probably incline bench, either incline bench or incline dumbbell. I like incline dumbbell more because I feel like I target both my pecs individually better. And then more even that way, so I think I'll do more dumbbell than incline bench. But it'll be nice to train incline bench anyway, because, I don't train it much. I don't train barbell bench stuff anymore, really. And then it'll be like lateral raises, rear delt raises, like rotated cuff stuff, just stuff to get the finishing touches. And then that'd be pretty much it. And then maybe some sandbag stuff. I think I'm going to call it with circus dumbbell until after that competition, because after that competition in July, all I have is the August one, it does mean I only have like a month to train, get ready. So I might, in the event sessions, like wriggle in a circus dumbbell session, a little circus dumbbell bit where I do like either arm, like just the 34 kilo dumbbell weight for some little reps to just train it a bit. But I don't have to train it until like I don't have to train it for these next 2 comps, and it might just get in the way of and fatigue me more than I need to, and it might not help with progress. So we'll see on that. But yeah, I'll call it a day. And I will see you guys next week, hopefully for a heavy deadlift session. I'll hope to film that rather than pressing, and then maybe pressing the next time, or an event session the next time, whatever. But yeah, I will try, because I think my plan is maybe even go for a 1 rep max deadlift session. I know it's like crazy to go like wait a week after a competition then go for a 1 rep max, but my 1 rep max last session, like last time I did heavy deadlift, I got 250 and I had plenty more in the tank. I feel like I can hit 270 if I'm on a good day, like properly carbed up, like good pre-workout, nice solid warm-ups, good surface, and sort of ready to go. I could see myself getting a 270 kilo deadlift. So maybe I'll be doing 270, or maybe I'll just do 240 for like some singles, or maybe a double. I don't know. But yeah, so that's where we're going to be at. I will see you guys then, and until then, stay strong. Go on, what can my phrase be? Stay. Because you got stay spicy or stay hard and stuff like that. Stay. Until then, stay, and bye.